fix this. Can you pull this up for me? I got officially broken.
It did?
Yeah. All this stuff I'm carrying out.
Separately. Nothing left there.
Nothing but it is not gonna be dangerous because it's open up.
Would you mind checking the laptop now?
Alright.
How?
Oh, baby, so we'll do it like this. I got enough juice. So I got enough juice. I got enough battery. And then I'll fix it when we get out the line.
Let me try to fix it. Give me everything.
No, you can't get that. We have to get out the line. Just open it. So we'll have to wait. It's all good.
So you will go back and check that
Welcome to that.
finish. Oh.
Yo, good people. It's your homie HerbMan, busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Boogie, please go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. Yes, sir. And if you're new to the program, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms at Love HerbMan. All right, so I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. We're coming live from South Africa, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. Please get somewhere, get situated so that you can start to learn about what we're bringing to the world. All right, so what we bring to the world is teaching people how to heal themselves, and you cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself. So we teach you here about the human frame and the human design so that you guys can be well on your way to happiness, wholeness, and wellness. This is a free information station. You guys don't have to pay for anything that you hear here today. All you simply got to do is pay attention. And how we do that on the HerbMan Show is by double tapping that screen and getting us up to 100,000 likes doing the live broadcast. I know people be like, 100,000 likes, we do it every day, baby. It ain't going to be nothing new today. But I'm going to work for it. I'm going to work in your favor for all of these particular type of sharings and likes and all that type of stuff. We're going to make sure that you get the information that you need. Once we get to 1,000 likes, we'll get into the subject matter at hand. There is no panacea product on the planet. Don't let them make you out of a believer, okay? Because I'm trying to get you to understand there is no panacea product, but there is a programming. There is a panacea programming of the body. Okay, and with this panacea program, this panacea blend, this synergy energy of a lot of different herbs can give you the intracellular and the extracellular nutrition or the nutrients or the tools necessary to work out in your favor. So if you're needing to be detoxed and you ain't got the minerals to do it, if you're needing to be cleansed and you ain't got the minerals to do it, if you're needing to be healed and you ain't got the minerals to do it, then the panacea blend is a synergy of about 12 to 13 herbs that will provide you all the stuff that's going to be missing. So that's what we provide you guys in the owner's manual. If you're interested in the owner's manual, please DM us and we'll get you the information that you need. Now, what we've been teaching you guys and what we tried to teach you yesterday, TikTok tried to block us, but we still was able to get it there on YouTube, is that cosmology and biology has always been synonymous together. The main person in this whole plot, okay, the main person in this whole plot is Hippocrates, right? Hippocrates is the main character in this whole plot. Hippocrates is what you would call the father of medicine, right? But he went to the school of Asclepius, right? So the school of Asclepius is named after the Greek god for healing. Well, guess who other Asclepius was named after? Imhotep, okay? So Imhotep is the black version of the father of medicine, and Hippocrates is the Greek version of the father of medicine. And then you got the Asclepius being, the Greek version as well. So you got the Greek, the Romans, and all this type of stuff. But here is where you get the black man involved in being the father of medicine. Name was Imhotep. I said all this just to say that Hippocrates said that a physician cannot be a physician without knowing astrology, that a physician is not worthy of calling themselves a physician without astrology. Y'all don't believe me? Keep tapping, I'll keep talking, and watch I pull a receipt on you. Okay, I'm gonna pull up a receipt on you. All right, what's going on, YouTubers? Yes, sir. We continue to keep teaching you guys how to heal yourself, man. That's what we do every day between the times of 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to continue to keep busting you guys upside the head with this health knowledge. I am the minister of wellness, all right? And I'm not the other minister of wellness, although he do his thing. That ain't me. I ain't trying to steal his name. But you come to the right spot, all right? You come to the right place when you're looking to get control back over your life. This is not just about your body being healthy. This is about everything. Your finances, everything that you can name can be benefited by this knowledge. Everything in your life can be benefited by this knowledge. Okay, so we want everybody to partake in this knowledge. Okay, everybody to partake in this knowledge. All right, so here we go. Boom. So there you go. I didn't write that, but do you see it got the zodiac wheel around it? Whoever fixed up the little image. A physician without a knowledge of astrology has no right to call himself a physician. Now, the biggest thing here that you guys don't see, okay? I'm gonna put that down at the bottom. Let that marinate on you now. That's your father of medicine telling you that if you ain't good in cosmology, you can't be good in biology. A physician that's calling himself a physician that don't know astrology, shame on you. So therefore, your father of medicine, you're taking the Hippocratic oath, but you don't know cosmology. You don't know nature. You don't know God. Why would I want you to prescribe me a medication when you don't know those three quality areas that I would need to know as a client of yours, that you are substance in, that you are embedded in knowledge in not only what to prescribe me, but then how to diagnose me. I told you guys the top thing that's going on in the modern medical healthcare facility is improper diagnosis. These folks is diagnosing y'all when you ain't even got nothing. That's called an improper diagnosis. And then they messing up your diagnosis when you do got something. So a motherfucker giving you a diagnosis when you don't got nothing, that's a problem with them. That's money. And then when somebody is telling you the wrong thing when you do got something, that's education. So now you don't know what the hell you're talking about in educating because you don't know what to call my problem. And then another thing is you're money hungry and you're telling me I got something way before I even got it. And do you not know that when you leave the hospital with this in your consciousness that you got something, you'll motherfucking start to, guess what? Materialize that something. You ain't even have cancer. They told you you had it, and then you went home and materialized it. So now you're seeing and understanding that even the person that they're taking the Hippocratic oath to do you no hurt, but to do you some good, right? I do you no hurt. I'm just trying to do you some good, but you ain't took up the cosmology. Did you learn cosmology in medical school? No, y'all barely even learned dietitian and nutrition in medical school. You get one little course of food. You get one little course of this, that, and the third over 8 years. That's why they don't tell you about lifestyle and holistic practitioner, because they don't know nothing about it. Okay, and so you're not taking away everything from your teacher, Hippocrates. Y'all not practicing everything. You're not practicing everything, right? So come cosmology, okay, then start to submerge into biology. So where did Hippocrates get that quote from? Imhotep them, why he went to Egypt. Why were everybody going to Egypt? Why Jesus wanted to go? Why Hippocrates, Socrates, why all of these folks that did your Renaissance, why all of they went over there? Why you had to go to Egypt for? It's because there was a secret science there, and the secret science was healing through spirit and science, which is what we're doing here called experience. Come, go tell somebody to go tell somebody to come and get the experience. The experience of being able to understand that you are biologically connected to the cosmos, and the cosmos are influencing you in several ways that you have no idea that they're doing. You think that people are just all doing this and doing that. There is a give and take. There is a exchange. There is a transaction of energy that's being dealt with the planets and also with the humans. And so you give off energy, they give off energy, and then that transaction is going to be what going to overwhelm the planet. Okay, so with that being said, now you understand that the cosmology and the biology of it all is the essence of the ancestral healing systems. That's what the owner's manual is doing. We are taking your birthday. Why he taking a birthday? He don't want no blood test. He said he don't want no doctor's diagnosis. He don't want no self-diagnosis. He said he don't want no blood sample, no blood type, no hair sample, no stool sample, no urine sample. He said he ain't gonna prick you, prod you, or poke you. He said that it's non-invasive, non-intrusive. He said that we ain't gonna do bioscans no more. We ain't gonna do bioresonance no more. We ain't gonna do no zodiac and tarot cards no more. He said you ain't got to go down there to that old lying ass pastor no more. He said you ain't got to go over there and play that little money card with them doctors no more. He said you ain't got to worry about the therapist no more, because you're going to be able to fix yourself, which is your responsibility. Out of your ignorance, you're creating these industries. So we're trying to make sure that you learn thyself enough to know that you don't really require any outside influence to you getting to the place you want to be. The only thing that you need to understand is how to readjust and how to retune yourself back to the life lesson plan that you're on, called the life path. And then once you're on the life path and you're in the lessons and you're learning the lessons, then you're getting everything that you need to progress, whether that be cosmological wise or biological wise. You will be given everything that you need. Remember, I just told you that this is a transaction. This is energy, right? So time is money, all right? Time is literally money. So the same way that you can do money, you can do time, okay? The same way you can do money, you can do time, all right? You guys got to get this, right? So you can waste time, but you can waste money. You can spend time. You can spend money. You can save time. You can save money. And you can make time. And you can make you some money. So these energies is a transaction, and that's what I'm trying to tell you, that the time, when I mean time, I mean the seasons. So the planets are controlling the time. They're controlling the energy, the frequency that goes over you in order to be able to influence the environmental stimuli to give you a particular opportunity. Now, it's how you perceive that opportunity, whether you're going to fight it or flight it or take advantage of it is the thing. But you don't know that that's influencing you. And that's a part, man, that's a major part to the puzzle, man. G.I. Joe. Okay. So wasting time. How do I waste time? By worrying. Worrying and anxiety and depression is going to be a tall tale initiative of how you are wasting your time, because you're not in the present moment. If you're staying in the past, depression, or if you're staying in the future, anxiety, then you're not in the present moment. And that means that you're not a good steward of the present time. So you waste it. Okay. You waste it. All right. Now you spend time. Now everybody know how to spend time. You spend time doing for others, right? You spend time doing for others, right? Or being with others. I would like to say not doing for others, but I'm going to say being, right? Being with others, okay? Then you save time. How do I bank up time? How do I save time and bank up time, right? So you save time and bank up time by studying to show thyself approved, okay? Studying and meditating and harnessing up the energy, you putting time in the bank. Studying and meditating, you put time in the bank. Study to show thyself approved is putting time in the bank. Okay. So now you put time. So now you got your savings account is building up, because guess what? you're studying and meditating, and you're focusing and concentrating on the purpose that God got for you. So when you're on the life path, when you're going through the life path, you need some resources. When you're going through this life path, this life lesson, when you're going through this sojourn, when you're following the path of the Son of God, when you're following Christ consciousness, when you're on this lighted path, when you're on this life circle, when you're following the sun's ecliptic, when you're trying to get infinity, when you're on this zodiac wheel of life, when you're going through this paradigm, you must understand the value of how you get your resources. Your resources is not money. Your resources is your time. You got way more time than you will ever have money, and it is how you become a good steward over that time through the life's path, which will then is going to constitute whether you are rich or not. Riches or not ain't in the money, it's in the time. Okay? So when I'm on this life path, I gotta watch out for worrying, and I gotta watch out for depression. When I'm on this life path, because that's gonna waste my time. Remember, I'm trying to get to 120 years, which is what God promised Adam and Eve after they left the Garden of Eden. He says, even though they fucked up, we're gonna still give them 120. Okay, so this 120 is the agenda, because this 120 is a life lesson to say it should take you 120 years to find your way back home. Dorothy is trying to go back home. The prodigal son was trying to go back home. Do you understand that when the Bible says in Revelation that the bride has made herself ready for the groom, then you must understand that you're going to get it one day. You're going to understand and value this recording one day. It might not be today, but I've been to the promised land, and I understand that this is the new wave of modern medicine, because this is going to be how people are embodying themselves and being able to educate themselves on themselves. The only reason you keep making so many life mistakes is because you don't know your life plan. The only reason why you keep making mistakes in life, causing you human hurt, causing you disease, causing you divorce, is because you don't know the life plan for yourself. And it is in your tendencies that you don't know thyself. When you start learning your tendencies, is when you start learning yourself. It's you have the tendency to be addictive. You need to know that about yourself before you go toward things to be addicted to. It ain't the girl that's making you addictive. It ain't the cigarette that's making you addictive. It ain't the weed that's making you addictive. It ain't the bill company. It's you that's got an addictive behavior. So I could have put anything in front of you. If we don't address the tendency to have an addictive behavior, it don't matter what they put in front of you. If you like it, you have a tendency to be addicted to it. So we keep trying to stop smoking and stop this. If I stop you from smoking, all you're going to do is eat because you got an addictive behavior. If I stop you from eating, all you're going to do is drink because you got an addictive behavior. If I stop you from the drinking, all you're going to do is fuck because you got an addictive behavior. So it ain't about you got problems with those things. You got problems within yourself. So knowing thyself, the owner's manual, the biggest thing about the owner's manual is the know thyself part. The tendencies, spiritual tendencies to think this way and feel this way about things that I had from my birth because of the planetary alignment when I was born based on your birthday. If you're interested in the owner's manual, please DM me. We'll get you the information that you need, right? So now I understand that during the yellow brick road, I can't do a lot of wasting time. I can't do a lot of thinking ahead and a lot of thinking in the past. I got to be present because the good steward of time is the one that's present in time, right? So I want to be a good steward because if I'm looking to be rich, then I must be good steward over the least of things that he gave me. And one of them is time. Right. And so now I know not to waste time, and I know not to be going through this life path worried about the past. I can't be looking backwards and I can't look forward. I got to just be concentrating and focused on the life lesson I'm in. When you get your owner's manual, that's what we're teaching you. You trying to get money when your focus should be your family. You trying to get focus should be money. So you must understand what is the life lesson. If you go against the grain, that's mistakes. That's what a mistake said when you don't go again according to your life lesson. You get all this in your owner's manual. Okay, so then how do I spend time being with others? So when I'm along this pathway, I have to then conjugate up the understanding of community, right? So I can't be in delusion to the fact that I'm out here by myself. Don't nobody understand me. Nobody knows what I've been going through. Nobody can really talk to me, feel me. Can nobody do this and that? Don't let the mind get you into that prison, because the end of the day, you are valuable to the whole collective, right? So remember that you are 50 to 100 trillion cells, right? So those cells had to get an understanding of community to even make you. You must get an understanding of community to make your life exterior, to make your life as an adult, to make your life as a human. In this particular, you must value community. So now, when I value community and I understand my sense of belonging, and I really focus and concentrate on purpose and have a purpose-driven life, and I know that that's part of being with others, then guess what? Now I started to go through this thing and understand I ain't the only one on the life path. Everybody that's born on the life path. The little baby that you're creating is on the life path. The little 2-year-old is on the life path. The 20-year-old is on the life path. And the 100-year-old is on this life path, okay? So that's how you spend time. So now I'm a save. So now when I'm on the life lesson, now I know to study and meditate. I know that rest becomes a commodity, right? Resting and meditating and contemplating becomes a commodity on the life path. You don't want to do what? You don't want to overexert yourself. You don't want to be overactive, and you don't want to wear and tear the body down. And this is where the humans are having the problem. You're not doing nothing. You're not belonging to anything. Okay. You're constantly worrying and depressed. And then also you're not studying and meditating, you're not resting and focusing and concentrating. So guess what? When it comes to money, you wasting money, you spending money, and you ain't really doing a lot of saving the money. Are you or are you not broken spiritually? Way before financially. Keep tapping the screen, you guys. I'll keep talking. You keep tapping, and I will keep on talking. I'm going to keep teaching you today, okay? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the HerbMan Show. Okay, so now the next thing is, how do I make money? Okay, how you make money is in service to others, right? So you got this being with others, and then you got this service to others. So I'm making money. So when I'm on this life path, if I'm looking for resources to eat, to drink, to shelter, whatever, then I must know that my resource of transaction is service to others. So this is why learning your purpose is so important on the life path, because when you know purpose, that's how you're serving me. And when I get my purpose, when I finally got into HerbMan, I finally realized that this is what I'm supposed to do to give back. It wasn't fixing your garage door. That garage door ain't no human. That motherfucker don't give a damn about nothing. So instead of fixing garage doors, instead of fixing hotels, I started being able to understand that these are immovable. These are creations. I want to be able to fix the creators. So then we start moving into human bodies and understanding that that was a more valuable thing, is to fix the body, not the room the body in, not the house the body in, but the actual body that the spirit is in. And so once we start to do that work, then we understand that this is just as important as time and money. So when you're on this life path, you do not need, so the life path, the ruler of the life path is not capitalism, okay? I want somebody to know this today, okay? The ruler of this life path is not capitalism, but capitalism is the ruler of the lower self, okay? So if you're in the lower world, if you're in your world, right? Not the earth, but if you're in your world, then capitalism, money rules your world. It ain't no ins and outs about it. And you see 99.9% of us is in this world. But the life path, the one that earth gave you, God gave you, nature gave you, is not ran by capitalism, okay? What it is ran by is the earth, is ran by natural selection, okay? And so this natural selection, then you need to know how to abide in this natural selection. So if I reach my purpose, then guess what? Now that purpose becomes a commodity for the community in which I reside in, which I rest in. So once I get my skill, my purpose, my understanding of what I bring to the community, then I'm back at rest. See, a lot of you guys are doing things that are not really fulfilling community. So you ain't getting rest. You're not getting that feeling. When you help somebody, giving somebody a McDonald's burger don't give you the same feeling as giving somebody something that they really need. Giving somebody something for money because you're getting a check for it, it doesn't really say that you're really a good person. You're just a good worker. And you got to be able to know the difference in you doing something for something and it being really who you are. That's why you should know thyself. That's why the owner's manual is the most important assessment tool on the planet today, right? So now we know the currency. Anybody that don't understand the currency? Really quick before I move on, I don't want to erase this. Anybody understand the currency? If you don't understand the currency, let me know. The currency of the modern world is money. The currency of God's world, nature world, is time. Time you can exchange. That's why time ain't what you think it is. It's a transactionary, it's a frequency, it's an energy that you can swap in and out anytime you want to. You don't necessarily have to pay me anything if you'll give me your body and give me your time. That means that if you come fishing with me, then I ain't got to pay you for fish. You ain't got to pay for no fish at the restaurant. You ain't got to ask me for no fish because I'm gonna teach you how to fish when you come down here with me. If you give me your time, then you'll see that that's a transaction where you don't need the money. Now, the only reason why you're doing transaction for money is because your ass don't want to give nobody your time. So therefore, since you don't got the time to build your house, then a house becomes a bill to you. Since you don't got no time to build, you see that? I had to stop right there. Build and build. Which one you want? Build and build. Which one you want? If you don't build nothing, then you'll be billed for everything. If you don't learn how to build something, then you'll be billed for every little thing on the planet, which is another indicator of you being in your lower self. If you can't get to some kind of professionalism, some kind of purpose-driven life, some kind of expertise at something about life that's not about your world that you're living in, but about God's life, about the nature of you, the real natural you. Can you ever pull off being the real natural you in this paradigm? I'm glad that this is being recorded on YouTube and TikTok. You guys, please go somewhere so you can be notified. But can you ever in your lifetime, whoever I'm talking to right now, I see a 21-year-old that I'm speaking to right now. I see a 41-year-old that I'm speaking to right now. And I also see somebody who's 63 who just tuned in. I'm telling you, I'm talking to you. Can you finally get it? Can you finally get to a comfortable spot where you can be you and don't care? You can wear your hair like God made it. You can wear your skin like God made it. You can wear less clothes like how God made you. You came in here bucket naked and don't have no care because you're in your natural. Or where you find potholes and loopholes, or when you find dents and dimples, or when you find blemishes and shortenings that you would say that are not right in your eyes, which means that you're not satisfied with nature, with your nature. And when you're not satisfied with your nature, you're not satisfied with God. What I'm saying is, why would anybody get time extended when you're seeing this the wrong way? You don't need time extended in hell. If this is hellacious to you, you do not need time extended. Death is imminent, and just take hold to that. Why would you want to live a day longer if you think this is hell, you guys? Stop trying to be hypocritical in your understanding. If you're preaching heaven, then why is that you scared to die, Pastor? You still want to live to see your children, grandchildren, great. You know why? Because life is heaven. Stop teaching these folks about dying and going to heaven, and start teaching these folks how to live in heaven, and start really being teachers of the consciousness of the people. That I know I got to watch your mind. I know I got to watch what I say. I know I got to watch how I teach and articulate, because I need for you to paint this image in your mind, not this image in your mind. I don't need for you to be fearful living in this world. I don't need for you to be scared of God. I don't need for you to be scared of hell. I need for you to be able to be an angelic being Fuck the consequences. There is no consequences. All you got to do is just be right, and you ain't got to worry about no consequences. So the right thing to do is to understand the right thing, in that you're living in heaven, and if you turn your consciousness to that reality, it becomes your reality. And then you get to experience heaven on earth. Oh, then you start seeing all the fruits and vegetables growing to where you couldn't see them before, because you were programmed to get in your car, go to your job, from your job back to your car, back to your home. So you're not riding down the street seeing all these blueberries and apples and all these things on it. But when you start turning back into nature, then some kind of way you start to peep out that there's some orange bushes over here, and there's some tomato plants behind here, and there goes some blueberries over there. Why? Because you're now being focused on things that are of God and not on things that are of your world. So going down this life path is going to be the most iconic, the most important understanding for your life. You get this with your owner's manual, okay? And so understanding this, if you don't learn how to build, then you will be billed for the rest of your life. If you don't know how to build your own house, you will be billed for a house. If you don't know how to build your own transportation, you will have to rent or buy transportation. If you don't know how to build your life in the natural, then you will be billed for the life that you're living today. And you must understand that one of them is of your world and the other one is of God. Okay? So that's what we want you guys to understand when you're on this life path, is that you have a transaction. And so the transaction is the time put into learning, the time put into people, the time put into helping people, servicing people. This is the number one thing on the planet. The number one industry on the planet right now is the healthcare industry. I know they mad because I jumped into their industry, but just like I was shop stopping on the streets of Atlanta, Georgia, I'm gonna shop stop on the streets of corporate America, because we've got to understand that you got a different option. And if you're looking for different opinions, and if you're looking for different modalities, and if you're looking for something else outside of medication, then I'm asking you to come on over here, because it ain't meds that you're looking for, it's meditation that you're needing. You want to be a mediator, then you allow nature to mediate. And that's why we call it nature-based interventions, because the word intervening means to mediate. And so we want to study. If you keep trying to find all your answers in man, and man's intellect only goes so far, then now it's time to supersede man and go to the creator who created you, the manufacturer, which is Mother Nature. And so what we're teaching you today is the only toe tag you got, the only time tag you got that can get you all the way back here to start 8 is your birthday. And y'all can go anywhere and talk to anybody. They can't beat me on this. I don't give a damn who's the best herbalist on the planet, who's the best physician on the planet. They will not be able to do this. And I don't have to prick you. The ancient people wasn't taking blood tests. The ancient people don't know your blood type. The ancient people wasn't taking urine samples. The ancient people wasn't taking saliva samples. The ancient people wasn't taking stool samples. The ancient people wasn't taking live cultures from that little nasty bump that you done got down there. The ancient people wasn't intruding and invasive into the body cavity, because they understood the sacredness of the flesh. So the ancient people had to always deal with you internally from the outside. They dealt with you biologically, cosmologically. And so today, the next thing that you're understanding after yesterday is now you're understanding now how numerology comes in. Okay? Everything that we're teaching you is everything. It's everything balled into one. You get this in your owner's manual. With your birthday, you get all of these traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, what else we got? Traditional African medicine, Western herbalism, Southern herbalism, all that type of European herbs, the Native American Indian will, the Native American medicine will, all that is in here. Numerology, cosmology, astrology, astronomy, theology, all of that is in here. And for a funky measly $50, this is what we're offering you. Not a panacea product, but a panacea program. So numerology comes in and says, okay, so now you know cosmos, but you couldn't know the cosmos without knowing how to interpret the cosmos. So the interpretation that we used in the beginning was not language as far as speaking. Speaking was not the first thing. The first language was numbers. Okay? The first language, the first ability to transact, the first ability to be able to understand a transaction was numbers. You can't do cosmology without coordinations, without numbers. You can't find Jesus in the Bible without some numbers, some coordinates. You got to be able to understand where we got to go. I need to know I got to go north, west, east, south. I need to know directions. Directions come with coordinates and numerology. A compass, which way do I go? It wasn't left, right, and back and forth. It wasn't north, south, east, and west. It was numbers. Okay? So the first language was numbers, not linguistics. So that means that when you saw an image back then, you had to quantify that image to some numbers, not to a language. You didn't have English to call it something. You just had numbers to identify it as something based on whatever these numbers were taught to you as. Right? And so that's why you got hieroglyphics, and that's why you got all these different shapes and things like that, because that's what it was. It was numbers, it was colors, it was shapes. Okay? It was numbers, it was colors, it was shapes to describe the image in which we were looking at. That's why I really can't decode none of that, because you don't know what the fuck they were talking about. Because they use numbers, shapes, and colors to describe something. And if you're not in that community and you're not in that programming, how in the world could you ever understand what they were saying? But what we took from that is that they valued the body so much that they knew not to invade it and to be intrusive to it. Instead, what they did was reach a call on something higher deity, which is the planets, and said, okay, well, if that happened at this time, then maybe we need to understand this as this, and then use that. Right? Use the opposite of that which created the situation, which is called polarity. Polarity is the recipe. All right. So numerology comes in and gives you an ability to interpret it with a particular language, with a particular understanding. So numerology was the first language before letters and words. Okay. And so therefore, what I'm telling you is that I'm using the oldest damn thing on the planet, coming from Imhotep, the one that wrote the Ebers Papyrus, the one that wrote the Edwin Smith Papyrus, the one that was already doing surgery on the brain, the one that already had surgical tools, the one that already gave them 300 to 400 different herbs that he was working with in the Ebers Papyrus or the Edwin Smith Papyrus. And that's what Hippocrates basically copied after. And if you look at the history of Hippocrates, they say that he knew 300 to 500 herbs by heart, because that's the same story of Imhotep knowing 300 to 500 different herbs by heart. But not only was Imhotep the healer of the medicine of the doctor man, but he also was the engineer. He also was the architect. He also was the numerologist, the astrologist. He was the mathematician. In other words, Imhotep was the first genius to ever grace this planet, and he taught people how to be in tune with man and land. And that was so sacred that everybody had to come visit Imhotep. Imhotep also goes down in history as being the only motherfucker, the first person in history to actually live and get a statue built after his legacy. Everybody else, you can doubt if they were dead, but Imhotep was a real person. Okay, and if y'all don't know who Imhotep is, let me show you real quick. Keep tapping. I'll keep talking. You guys keep tapping. I'll keep talking. This is what my ancestors do, and that's why we're doing it this way. It's what our ancestors taught the people. They don't want this to be uncovered, but this is what it is. They call it medical astrology. They call it iotro mathematics. They call it all these different names, you guys, but it's ours. It's our ancestors, and we've been helping people from the Greeks to the Romans, so we ain't gonna leave nobody out. This is for white folks. This is for Chinese, Asian folks. This is for Spanish folks. This is for Australian folks. This is for the European people. This is for the Americas peoples. This is for the African people. So I'm bringing it back because it is the happening, Jack, and it's the best thing on the planet. And if you're looking for traditional based intervention and you want to get with somebody that knows something ancient that can get you the right answers to your motherfucking life problems, then we going back to Mama Nature to do it, baby. This is the way to go. Ain't no needing you worried about no count no bones no more. Ain't no need you worry about counting no tarot cards no more. We ain't got to do all of that. Let's stop all of that hoondangle and boondangle. I ain't saying that it's bad or good. What I'm saying is it ain't necessary no more. It ain't necessary no more. It ain't necessary no more. Your birthday carried the weight. Your birthday carried everything. All right, so this is what Imhotep looked like, you guys. This is what Imhotep looked like. Come on, man, get my pictures up here. YouTube, if y'all already know what Imhotep looked like, then cool. If not, go to TikTok really quick, and I'll show you a quick picture of the father of medicine. Okay, the real father of medicine. If I can find them, because that's an old picture that I had in here. All right, there you go right here. Bam. That's your man. And you see how in the image ain't nothing white about him but his eyes. The whole image is brown, black, whatever kind of color that statue is. Ain't nothing just ain't nothing blanco, right? Nothing blanco but them eyes. And the reason why is because he would try to show you how a sober mind, a clear mind, an enlightened mind is white eyes, right? An enlightened mind is white eyes. But look at him though, writing, reading, showing the folks what it is. Now they made this guy right here. Okay, this guy right here became a Greek god called Asclepius. Okay, if you've ever heard of Tristis, whatever they call his name is, Tristis Augustus or whatever, that's Imhotep. If you heard of Thoth, or all this type of stuff. Okay, so this man right here is responsible for these ancient sciences and understanding of the relationship between man and land. First person to build pyramids was him. He the one that did the architect for the first pyramid being built. So how you know how to build pyramids is because he knew cosmology. So that's why the pyramids are on all of these cosmological planets and galaxies and Milky Ways and stars. They all align to certain things. Why? Because of Imhotep. How do you think about them folks knowing anything about space and all this type of stuff from the Renaissance age? Because they went and learned his stuff from Egypt. What you think about Alexander the Great burning all those books? Burning what books? What books did Alexander the Great burn? Shit that this man was writing. Okay, so at the end of the day, the point is that this has been used. Okay, what I'm doing is the most ancient of the most ancient of the most ancient systems on the planet. You can't go back no further than me. You can't go back no further than this. You can't go back no further than Imhotep. You won't even be able to get nothing past Imhotep because Imhotep came into the paradigm as the one who's presenting medicine and medicinal tools and things like that in history. Eber's Papyrus and the Edwin Smith Papyrus. Not only is they the first medical stuff, but they damn near some of the first books ever written. Okay? Geniuses. Using cosmology, numerology, biology, theology, astrology, astronomy, and all the other ologies to heal the people and to get us to this point, 2025. All hail to Imhotep and everything that he bring. Yeah. Trismegistus. Yeah, that's him. That's Imhotep. That's Imhotep. Hello, HerbMan family. Follows me, Angie P. They took my other account. What's going on, Angie P? Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so now when you're understanding this life path, then you got to first understand the transaction, okay? The transaction that you need to be taken care of in this particular paradigm is not with your money. So now if I'm educating my baby, right? If I got kids, and if I'm educating my children, sometimes you can do it indirectly rather than directly. You don't have to just be so boisterous and get all up in their face. Remember, you can't take the pacifier out the baby mouth without replacing it with something. So until you're having an environment that's conducive to continuing to grow in that area, be very careful. But the thing about it is you just lay seed and you lay foundation, not with the kids more or less, but with the parents, okay? Because if you're still parenting, then it is incumbent upon you to know this information first, because you got to know what to teach. The baby can't learn what you ain't teaching. So you must be able to learn it first, parents. So the first thing is the parents understanding the life path. And so the biggest thing is when I'm educating my child, then I must now understand that education is key, but what is he learning? Do I want them to learn capitalism and be imprisoned to their world? Or do I want them to learn how to do time transactions, right? Time transactions is what are you doing behind closed doors? Time transactions are the studying, the practice, right? So if I want to educate my child, I'm not going to say that school is going to make you rich. I'm going to say that studying, practicing, what you're doing in the background is going to be, because you can't turn it on during the game if you ain't turn it on in practice. You can't be the best on the internet and you ain't the best in your community. And some people are out here like that. They're trying to claim that they are the best things on the internet. And I know some of these folks. I done dealt with some folks from St. Louis. I done dealt with some folks from Grenada. I done dealt with some, and I know they don't probably say shit. I done dealt with some folks from Atlanta, Georgia. I get it. My point to you is that we've all been out there to where everybody can't be facilitated by the same things, and it's because we might have some pieces missing, right? And so that's why I took myself out of the rat race of what we're doing as herb shops and herbalists, and then I just start relying totally on nature. Like, take me out of it. Take out what I'm trying to learn from Dr. Sabi, Dr. Laila Africa, Dr. Paul Gauss, Emma Dupree, Dr. Marty Scott. Take away what I learned from George Washington Carver, what I've learned from this herbalist or that herbalist, Michael Woods and Michael Tierra, and take away what I learned from Phyllis Light and from Rosemary Gladstar, and take away what I've learned from this person and that person, and then be able to say, you know what, I'll give all of my human intellect up to be a baby in intuition. I give all of my adult intellect up to be a baby in intuition, because me just being able to peek my head over here is far more beneficial. Why? Because I am looking at what do I need for life itself, or during the life path. So during this life path, if I teach my child that the main transactionary tender is not money, but your time, meaning that you need to be a good steward over what you give your time to. That's your mind's time, okay? That's your mind's time and your body's time, right? But the body is going to go where the mind goes. So really, we're saying really guard and manage the mind's time. Because if you're focusing on any one or two things too long, your ass going to end up in Chick-fil-A line, period. You're going to end up at McDonald's. You're going to end up at the liquor store. You're going to end up at the weed man. It ain't nothing you can do about it. This is how you were designed. So what I'm saying is, you see how you can make buying that little bag of weed happen? You see how you can make buying that little Happy Meal happen? You can make your healing happen too. You see how you can be standing in that line eating death? You can stand in the line and eat life. You see how you can spend $50 on that bullshit ass steak over there at Golden Corral? Your ass needs to spend $50 for your investment of your own health. So what I'm saying to you is that I'm just utilizing your same ability to get your ass in and out of trouble, to get you in and out of health. We ain't gonna play around with you. Same energy it takes to move that left foot to go toward the wrong way in life is the same energy. I'm gonna use the same left foot. Same energy gonna take. We're gonna use the same foot to move your ass on over here to the right thing in life. Ain't nobody playing with y'all. We're not gonna keep on playing with grown folks and children talking about they sick and they don't know why. You know why, and if you don't know why, get your owner's manual and it will highlight to you the reasons why. Okay, we keep tapping. He'll keep talking to you guys. Yes, sir. Welcome to the HerbMan TV show. You already know it. The HerbMan show. That's how we do it every day, all day, okay? So now understanding the currency that's needed on the life path, right? Not your world, but nature. We understand that our time is of the essence, right? Our time is of the essence. If you're trying to look to be rich, let me see what you're doing with your time. Are you studying, practicing, on the techniques and the skill sets of what it takes to be rich. What does it take to be rich? Knowing something to a particular amount of degree. That's all. All it takes to be rich is the professionalize and expertise in a particular paradigm in which you think humans need. Okay, being a solution bearer and being an expert at that solution. That's all. So then how much time are you putting in being an expert, you guys? How much time are you putting in being a professional and an expert at something that people need? That's it. That's what I'm gonna ask. So if you ain't got the mind time to put in, then your pockets ain't got the ability to hold it. How do you get the manual? Please DM me. Okay. If you guys are looking about the owner's manual, please DM me and somebody will reach out to you, get you the information that you need. Okay. The owner's manual for a funky measly $50 will get you all the information that you need to get your life back into balance with nature and also with your nature. Knowing those tendencies is big, you guys. All right. So now I understand that the currency on the life path is time. So then, bro, telling me about 10 years, right? 10 years per lesson. That's time. Then you're talking about 12 lessons, which is 120 years. That's time. So now what he's saying to me is that if I understood thyself better, then I understand what to yield toward my time. What to put my time in. If I knew myself better, then I wouldn't be a people's person at a damn warehouse where don't nobody working. If I knew myself better, then I wouldn't be a rapper flipping burgers at Burger King. If I knew myself properly, then I'll be able to take the chance, the risk on myself because I'm confident in the purpose that I'm here for. When you have confidence, then you can convince somebody. If you got confidence in it, you can convince somebody. I used to know somebody back in the day that was so confident in they singing, they'll be singing in they folks' face and singing in the engineer and the producer ear, just letting you know that I'm confident, motherfucker. That confidence convinced them. You know what? She ready. Let's go ahead and sign her. It wasn't that she was the best singer. She just was confident.
Did you ask someone to come up?
No, ain't nobody coming up unless you got to come up. And the only reason you got to come up here is if you got a problem that need to be fixed. You can't just come up here on my live like that. But if you got a mental health issue, a spiritual health issue, an emotional health issue, or a physical health issue, and you are willing to come up here and divulge, then put me in the chat and we'll bring you up. Otherwise, DM me and get your owner's name, okay? So understanding these particular types of things, now you start to understand thyself. Now you start to create an environment in which you don't allow your tendencies to create a whole lifetime of mistakes, but then you allow the knowing of yourself and the intuitive. The baby in intuitive is better than the adult in the lower self, right? The baby in heaven is better than the adult, the elder in the lower life. The baby in intuitiveness is better than the elder that thinks they know everything intellectually in the lower self. So therefore, my point to you is that there is a way for you to be able to understand this, that if you can just tap in, well, you can do this through daydreaming, through night dreaming. You can do this through meditating. You can do this through rest, relaxation. You can do this through a whole different means, walking, running, walking outside, going outside and just chilling on the porch, whatever you can do, you can tap into this upper echelon and bring back the resources, the tools, the know-how that it would take to heal and to rectify your life. And what I'm trying to get you to do is get back into a state where you can dream again and bring back the tools that you need to